Okay, so now we're doing the second layer of what we're calling fall foliage. And we just roughly did it yesterday, but I filled all the canvas and you'll see it. And so we're just going to be going with more detail. We're not going to try to put any pressure on ourselves. We're not going to finish it today. We're just going to be building along on the second layer. And who knows, it may be one or two more layers. We'll just see how it goes. So thanks for watching, and let's dive right in. Thank you. Okay. All right, so there's the yesterday's work. First layer. Now, I'm going to work a little more on the orange just because I want it to have a little bit stronger along here. And then we're just going to leave it alone because that's just background. We'll be working further down, maybe a little bit on the mountain, and then we start doing it here. This is just the second layer today, so we're not attempting to get one area really detailed. We want to bring along the entire painting slowly, but there's a feeling of the way I do it that I just relax and do it. I don't rush. I'm not trying to get anything done. I don't want to put any pressure on myself, and nor do you want to put any kind of pressure or expectations on yourself. You just do what you're doing, just do the best you can, and that's it. All right, so here we go. I'll just dip my brush right here, get it a little bit wet, and let's get some of this orange here. There's some left right there. Let's see what strength it is here. Okay, I'll take a little more. All right. Sure, I made it nice. That's good transition of color. And I think I see a few brush marks right here. So I'm going to just cloud them over. I'm using a very little pile here from yesterday, and it's quite transparent. So all right, that takes care of that. I'm going to leave all this. I like having some streaks. I really like having brush work. It's not a photograph, it's a painting, so I want to have it generally with lumps and bumps and fairly thick paint as we develop it. Right now I'm still working fairly thin, so I'm going to be doing some thin work on the mountain. The mountain has blue, white, and a little bit of gray. A little bit of gray. So I place it on and then I move it around because it's pretty thin. I can actually do that, and little by little I build up the color I'm looking for, or a color that appears and I happen to really like it. So this is going to be stronger, but I'm going to move it around so it's not so strong. Yeah, I generally like things a little more colorful than what I'm copying. Sometimes it's very colorful and I leave it alone. I'll just follow the same strength of color, but other times I sort of like putting something on. Now I'm going to put some gray. Because there's some gray right around here. So I'm just putting the color and then I shoot it across. All right, now that's good. I'm just holding the brush so delicately here. I want to get a little bit of gray on this part here. And then they put a little more here. And then they sort of streak it. And a little bit down here. And you can even do things on your own that doesn't have to reflect all of that. But we're just gonna, I'm using the side of the brush now, using up the paint. Yeah, it's coming along. A little stronger. Yeah, sure. Just touching the edge of the brush to get some of that action. All right, I see a little. It's just a little interest just to show not just a flat area. We want to show a little activity. It doesn't have to be just like the painting at all. I never generally get that crazy. I just want to put in stuff that just shows yeah, see, that's starting to pop a little bit. I like it. I'm gonna put just a little more right there. All right, boom. We're not finishing it. We're just doing stuff. Okay, that definitely has more of a feeling. There's some nice blue in there. I like some of that activity with the blue. And we're giving it a nice little white also. Boy, just touching it. Look at that. I'm barely hitting, and it just dropped it on there a little bit. All right, so I'm going to call this area for today. It's enough. And now this is what this particular painting is all about, showing how we do vegetation. Because of the season, we're at the end of October, almost beginning of November in a couple days. So I'll just show you, just give you an example of what we're going to be doing sometimes today. This is just a little fun right here. We're going to be showing fall colors. Boom, 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 look at that. Fall leaves are falling. So we're going to do some of that. That makes Natalie, my film person, happy. She's the one who suggested we do seasonal. And when she suggests, I listen.
Sometimes.
All right, so we'll have fun doing some of that later. Right now, we want to build up. So we're going to work on this. We're going to work on some of the trees. Red and green. And let's do some here. If I put some green, then what I do is put some dark on top of it, because we want these to pop out. You see these they look like almost like lettuce. What do you think, Natalie? It's not lettuce, but
it does look like lettuce. I totally see that.
Yep.
Maybe some comfrey.
So those are going to be lighter and they're going to pop out. So I need to get that dark right here. All right, a little even more darker. Boom. That's it. Now I'm pushing around, getting it darker. I'll go up here and darken it up too. You see what I'm doing? I'm just dabbing. I'm dabbing right off the little mount of it. The reason I have it on the mount is because you see I can paint right at the bottom also. Now here it's all pretty dark. However, I want to have it, I used the word and I liked it after we used it. I want to have the feeling of pulsating. What does that mean? Pop, pop, pop. Colors change. They're lighter, they're darker. Nothing is flat and straight across. We pulsate it. Boom, 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 boom. See, that's pulsating right there. It's popping. Nature is doing the same thing. This is a photograph. Actually, it's not a painting, it's a photograph. And you can see nature pulsates, changes colors. That's why it's so interesting. I'm going to knock off my leaves, but they're coming back later. The fall leaves are the last thing I would be doing to finish off the painting. Right now, we're just building around here. We're going to be going up there with some darks also. All right, let's see more here. I notice there's an area. I'm going to remind myself by leaving that area because I want to pop in something lighter, that big leaf, and very subtly a few leaves along here, but it's subtle. Up here, give me a little more green here. See, I mix the colors really on the canvas. I may put a black down, but then I'll mix it a bit. So I want to see that when they come up there, I want to have them come up at different. I'm using the edge now. So, and I'm dabbing. And we have some dark and some lights. Soon I'll be looking forward to, and you'll see it today, making some of that lettuce looking stuff, just a little bit of it. But first I want to I'm mixing green and black. And if it's too green, or if it's too black, I just do that. Again, I'm just dabbing, and I can go over anything that I don't like. The key is to develop, all of you out there, don't fall in love with anything. If you don't like a certain thing, change it. Even if you think it's, oh man, I just did that and it looks pretty good. But if it doesn't work in the painting, just change it. It's not a big deal. So, all right, I've got this a little darker, and I'm gonna do some of that a little dark too, because I'm using up all the paint. And I'm scraping it around now, pushing it, because I want to have that popping stuff come up. That lettuce like very interesting thing. So I'm preparing for it. All right. So these are lighter, and I think they have a bit of yellow into them. So let's see about that. Yep, that's a better color. A little more yellow in it. So, all right, and I'm just using the edge of the brush. I'm poking the brush on the canvas. All right. And just poking, it looks so pretty good to me. But all right, I like to have a little bit of a breakthrough. And so now these are a little bit light on the edges, but then I'm going to change now going up here, because we're going to have a lot of little details. So I want to change to a smaller brush, but before I'm just going to fill in some pretty dark color right along here. We're going dark, but we're going to even go darker. And I try to make every brush stroke a little different. I don't want the same manufactured look, like all the same. I keep moving the brush in my fingers, edging. So what I want to do now is get some of this very heavy color, and then not so heavy color. Okay, if I see all the angles going like this, it's because I'm holding a certain way. So then I turn the brush so that I disrupt that angle. I don't want to have anything look too predictable or too repetitious. I guess that's the word, repetitious. All right, so I can go dark here, but I'm just touching with the edge of my brush now. And well, I'm just doing things here just to give activity. It looks like little sticks and stuff. Why not? What the heck? Go for it. All right. I think this looks pretty good down here now. It's building. Really is. Okay, so now I'm using a much smaller brush, and this is an old brush that's splayed out, and so I can really dab and get some nice fine leaves around here. And also I can use it to do what I'm going to do now is just put a little more activity in the mountain, just a little bit more, and I can use this small brush to do that. Always dip it in the water to get the bristles wet. It makes it easier later to clean the brush if you start with it damp. Just a little tiny little tip there. So I'm taking some white and some gray, and I'm gonna just use the old finger. See, that's nice. I have a little bit of orange also that was right there mixed in, but guess what? I like it. It can be there. I just want it to be kissed here. Ah. Okay, now that's more colorful.
I love it. Love, love, love.
So I'm gonna leave that, and I'm gonna move in over here. I have a lot of nice, wonderful paint right here. Too bad. So sad. Let's see if I can put a little bit right there. Okay, that's fine. Yep, all right. And a little dab over here. Let me get a little whiter. Here's a white. It's all splayed out, so I'm just gonna poke it. Just get different activities going here. Use the old finger. There it is. I have to wash it. Sometimes I notice later on even I forgot to wash my finger here, my index finger of the left hand. All right, now I'm going to clean the brush. Enough fiddle around here. I sort of like the activity here. That's looking fairly good. It's just activity, you see. It's different colors and different ways they're going on in a random pattern. Nothing is continuous in one way. You just run it around. So here we are. I'm going to show you this area here. You see this is a yellowish avocado, very yellow, and this is a little darker here. So I want to go along here. You see how this is not at all finished. See, that's getting finished. You see, look at the difference there. Now, I'm just poking with this wonderful brush. Now I have less paint, and I'm gonna just paint a little bit here. I want to make that darker. Sometimes I make it darker so I can have it pop, but this deserves to be a little bit darker. And in fact, let's see what I'm doing here. All right. Okay. Boom, 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 poking. Lightly, very lightly. Look at that. Oh my God, so light. Take your time. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, leave it. I'm not trying to finish it, right? No, well, I'm not allowed to finish it. So I'm just going to play around over here a little bit, if I may. Just adding some stuff. Ah, sure, look at that. So we can still see the pink. And maybe I want to make it more interesting. So I do this. I pick up a little bit of yellow and I poke it into it. Look at that. That's sort of interesting. All right. So you just play around. And we'll be doing more of this detail. So along here, it's a little bit dark, but not real dark. So I'm going to use a little transparent, and let's see what I come up with here. Not too dark. See, it's trial and error. Yeah, that's not bad. It's not that, this is a little, see now, I use the black background. I don't finish all of it. I want some of the black coming through. I'm gonna do that. So I'm leaving black, you see? It looks much more interesting when you do that. I'm gonna poke over here. Just dabbing very lightly. Look at my fingers hardly touching this brush. But the effect is pretty cool. And now let's make this more refined here. Okay. So let's go over here and dab it. See, it's not big and thick like this. I make it wow. So yeah, you can just, you don't have to follow that exactly. You can just play around. Sometimes I start painting and I hardly even look at the reference. I'm just starting to paint away, and I'm happy to once in a while come back and look at the reference and say, oh, I think I like that. The reference does give you information, and it'll show you okay, I like that. Now, sure, well, you see the difference how we've detailed this so much better than before, and we're not done, but we're getting pretty good. We are getting pretty good. How light it is, and you just have to realize there's different colors. Like it's a little darker in here, and let's just dab it darker. Yep. Sometimes I like to pick up a couple of colors on my brush so that I get some different greens and darkness. Oh, that's getting interesting there, sure. So there's all kinds of greens, and they all work and they look pretty interesting together. You could have a yellowish green. Here it's a sort of a little bit of blue in the green, and I love that contrast too. See, nature is like that. Nature has all kinds of colors going on all the time. If you just go out and observe nature, you'll be surprised when you really look carefully how beautiful and different every little area you look is. All right. So now this is looking a lot better. We still haven't gotten into any of the lettuce. We'll get into some of that lettuce. Let me make a little more of this yellow and green. It comes down here a little bit. I'm just dabbing it. If I dab it over a dark spot, it pops right out. You see, look at how it popped right out there. So that's how you get variety and a dramatic look. So I have it sort of coming down here, and there's a little bit over there. All right, so now we have this one is here and here, and there's a lot of yellow there. And we can do that also. All right, wow, I'm just, this is very dark more or less, so I'm not gonna mess with that. But I can come down here and let's go up here and do this a little more. This needs to be more detailed. And it's quite dark. All right, dab, dab, dab. Actually, it's a little too dark. I'm gonna go give a little bit more green into it. Huh, that's pretty good. If I do say so, and I will say so. I do a lot of talking to myself, even though actually I'm talking to all the students out there. All right, it's a little bit of a big glob up here. Let's make it a big glob right there. So, that's looking better. Now let's give these require, I'm gonna support my hand because I really wanna be very delicate here. Ah. Okay, and I like that there's some pink showing through. Good. It shows a lightness. I'm gonna do a little bit of, there's a couple of, since I haven't taken the brush away, and so I don't have a lot of paint left on it, which serves me right because I don't want a lot of paint at the end. I want it just fading out like it is right now. And I think I have some more over here. Sure. Fade it out. Wow, that's looking like it's the real deal. How about a little more here? Okay. Give it the old finger and so, all right. Shall I show you a little bit about what we're going to be doing? So we're, if I'm correct, Natalie, we're in the third layer.
Second layer.
Second layer. My God, we got all this done in 2 layers.
Yep. You're a star.
Would you like to see a little bit of the lettuce? Okay, this is looking pretty good here. So what I'd like is just to show you a little bit of what I'm going to be striving for here. Now, they're a little lighter and they sort of pop out. I'll probably be having them pop out a little more, but right now, I don't know. I've never done that kind of little thing before, so I'm going to just experiment. But I know in my experimenting, I'm going to use a lot of clear. And I'll take a little bit of green and clear. All right. And a little bit of yellow. That's okay too. So here I am playing with a lot of clear. This is all clear right here. Clear acrylic. And let's see what it comes up with right here. I'll just kind of poke it around. See, I want it to be wispy right now and very light. And I'll do another one over here. And then I'm just going to add things to it. For example, I'm going to take a little bit of color. And that's not a little bit of color, that's quite a lot. But my old finger, you see, I want to show a little bit of popping. And I'm going to put it on fairly thick. So it looks a little more yellow, so I'll take a little bit of yellow and poke it right in here. A little too much yellow. But watch what I can do though. Mix it around. Bang, 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 bang. The old finger is going to be playing a role here, I can see. So I'm just building a platform to put more color later. Okay, done for today. Second layer, and tomorrow we'll work more on it and poke around. We're just poking around the whole painting actually. So that's just 2 days work. Well, we just finished the second layer, and so tomorrow we'll work more on the vegetation, giving it even more pop, more character to it. Thank you for watching.